Alright, well, there is nothing for it, new material to question people about, so let's explore and interview. Can no longer go over to Lisa's house.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Let's see. Do you know Lisa, James?
Do you know anyone who is interested in or involved with devil worship?
Have you met Lisa?
Which Lisa are you talking about?
Mad Lisa, lives on her own, doesn't like mirrors.
Yeah, I've met her. You think she's mad?
You can't look at yourself in the mirror without seeing ghosts. You've got problems, don't you think?
How do you know her?
She came to the farm for some eggs a couple of times, but talking to her once, that's all.
And what did she tell you?
Nothing much. Except she thought the devil was after her.
What did you tell her?
Told her the devil needs a good reason to be after you. She was just like most people, really, blind to herself, except she's more extreme. That's all madness is. Being blind to yourself.
You have some very interesting opinions, James, and I guess that's all I'll say about that.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Yes, Daddy dearest. What do you know about devil worship?
Do you know anything about devil worship, Paul?
I beg your pardon?
Devil worship? Satanism?
Am I missing something here?
I heard Atlas had elements of Satanism on the course.
You were misinformed. We're a training company, we're not devil worshippers. What kind of a question is that?
So you've no interest in the occult?
No, Inspector, I have no interest in the occult any more than I have interest in pole vaulting, cheese making, or snake charming. Anything else you want to know that I'm not interested in?
That's fine, thanks.
What kind of a person isn't interested in cheese making? Cheese making is awesome, because after you make the cheese, you get to eat the cheese. Don't know if there is a way to contradict this, because it's his son that has an interest in the occult. Let's look through these really quickly and make sure he never mentioned anything about it. Is this a contradiction? Third Eye has some occult imagery here, or pagan imagery, whatever. It's imagery, right? Maybe since it was his idea, that's a contradiction that he has no interest in the occult. Okay, worth a try though. Yeah, I don't think we're going to trip Paul up about interest in the occult.
A couple more questions, if that's okay.
Yes. What do you know about accusations of Satanism?
Have you ever come across anyone interested in or involved with the occult?
As in black magic? No, why?
Atlas don't use occult techniques or anything like that?
Atlas? Not unless Ryan's got a secret he's not telling me about. Why, who's been talking?
Just a line of inquiry. Okay, thanks.
Okay, so either she's lying, or Ryan never told her about his childhood interest in the occult. Wouldn't you call doll burning occult? No? Alright, we'll come back here if we need to. Who to speak with first? Simon it is.
A few more questions, please. Thank you.
Alright, Simon. Have you heard about Lisa's accusation?
What do you know about devil worship?
Devil worship? Where?
At Atlas.
Devil worship at Atlas? No, there's none of that.
Okay, very direct. What about Emma?
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you.
Are we getting ready for yet another lie?
Have you ever heard about there being devil worship at Atlas?
Devil worship? No. Definitely not. Who said that?
It's just something I heard. Okay, thanks.
Alrighty. Well, nothing to go on here then.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Is Ryan still here? He stays awfully late, doesn't
Ask
he?
you a couple more things, please.
See, we did ask about that. We visited this girl.
Has devil worship ever been part of the course, Ryan?
Am I correct? in assuming that you have spoken to Lisa Blind.
You would be. She's been telling me all about the Atlas obsession with Satanism, Ryan.
Then if you've met Lisa Blind, then you will have worked out for yourself that she has a very vivid imagination. She also has psychological problems, diagnosed psychological problems, as a matter of fact.
So where did she get the idea that you lot were, devil worshippers?
I really have no idea. The girl is insane. She's frightened of her own shadow, bless her. She actually thinks that demons are possessing her even now. You really can't trust a word she says.
So you are saying there has never been any devil worship at Atlas?
I don't even know what devil worship is, Inspector. It's not something I particularly know anything about. I certainly don't recall anyone ever having worshipped the devil at Atlas. We even tried to help the poor girl by paying for some treatment, but she didn't want it.
Really?
It's not easy to offer someone help when they think that you're the problem.
Uh-huh. So, you don't know anything about devil worship, but what was the answer? Used to read about black magic and satanic rituals. Gotcha.
Aha. So you used to read a lot about voodoo and satanic rituals, but you don't know anything about devil worship?
Well, obviously, I just meant we don't worship the devil. We're not devil worshippers here at Atlas, Inspector. Ridiculous.
But the point is, Ryan, that you claim not to know anything about it, but admitted you were obsessed with it when you were younger. Are you sure none of that made its way onto the Atlas course? And that Lisa isn't basing her beliefs on anything within that course?
Lisa isn't basing her beliefs on anything other than her own imagination, Inspector. Look, we do use some techniques that some students find difficult, disturbing. We encourage them to see things differently, that's all.
You encourage them to be
And
horrible
some
people.
simply aren't up to that. Some people, like Lisa, that's why we introduced the aptitude test.
What's the aptitude test?
This.
I thought you were never going to put that glass of whatever liquor it is down.
We ask students to fill in an aptitude test, medical history, psychological issues, that kind of thing, any medication that they have used in the past, any medication that they currently are using. Here, take a look. Basically, it's just to try and make sure that we don't get another Lisa.
Has it worked?
Well, touch wood, so far, yes.
Can I keep a copy of this? I wonder how much importance they actually give to this test. And what are they doing that's so disturbing anyway?
Can we read it? No, we can't. Alright, well, sadly we are now to the point where we're getting things to ask about one at a time, so we can't run down a big list with everyone. But such is the way of it, I suppose.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
We'll start with Emma this time.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind.
Yes. Ever seen or taken an aptitude test?
Have you seen one of these before?
No, not this one exactly, but we had to fill something similar in on the first night at Atlas. One of those aptitude tests? No, fitness and stuff like that.
Okay, so not helpful at all.
That's all for the moment, thank you.
Simon, please be of use.
Did you do a test before you started at Atlas?
Oh, yeah. It was all just questions about if I had any illnesses or mental health problems or stuff like that, you know. But they didn't actually ask for any proof, so I could have lied through your teeth on that one. Don't think they actually checked.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would assume they didn't. That's good information, though. That's right, it would be extremely easy to just lie. Alright, thank you, Simon.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
Some modicum of help, I suppose. We're back.
Ask about a few more things, please.
What do you know about the aptitude test?
Do you know anything about this?
It's the aptitude test, isn't it, for Atlas? What do you want to know?
Do you know why it was introduced?
I think they had some trouble with some unsuitable students. I suppose you have to be careful who you work with.
Okay, well, this is not really getting us anywhere.
Thank you. Probably be back later. Couple more questions, if that's okay?
What about you, Paul?
Can you tell me a bit about this, please? It's the Atlas aptitude test.
What do you want to know?
What does it test, exactly?
It's a test we introduced to make sure that any students didn't have any major personality problems, skeletons in the cupboard, so to speak. We introduced it because we had a little bit of a problem with one of the students.
Lisa.
You are well informed.
And what do you think it was that disturbed her?
I believe that the course proved to be too demanding for her. We discovered that she had one or two psychological problems and she couldn't handle it.
And did you change anything else on the course apart from introducing the test?
We increased the entrance age to 21. Well, wasn't much, but it's about the only thing we could do. We didn't want another Lisa. We didn't want students turning around and suing us, did we?
I'm very troubled that your motivation for changing things was to not be sued, rather than the welfare of the students you're teaching. Well, I'm not seeing anything to contradict right offhand, so let's press on.
That's it for the time being, thank you. A few more questions, please.
I really doubt James is going to know anything about this, and he doesn't. Goodbye.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
There's got to be a contradiction somewhere, because I've explored all the areas and nothing new is popping up. Maybe we need to call the chief. Okay, well, apparently he's not there. So my gut tells me it's either Paul or Emma. Or Ryan. Well, I guess it's about half our suspects, I guess, who could have the contradictions, but since we're here, let's start with Paul. Could this be a contradiction? That maybe they were using hypnosis still at the time? And he said it's impossible to be hurt or damaged by hypnosis? Maybe that's what affected Lisa?
Aha.
Okay.
So nobody has ever been affected by auto-hypnosis, except Lisa.
Hypnosis wasn't the problem, Inspector. Lisa was the problem with Lisa. That's why we introduced the test.
But the hypnosis was the trigger, wasn't it?
Lisa arrived on the course believing we were all devil worshippers. She was nuts to start with. We didn't make her like that.
Well, as far as I can tell, Paul, you've had one student accuse you of devil worship and two others commit suicide. Some of your students aren't having a very good time on this course, are they?
Nonsense. Kate was enjoying every minute of it. She couldn't get enough of it.
Really?
She was full of the joys of life. Bubbly, confident, flirty.
With who?
You mean with whom?
With whom?
Pretty much everybody. Including me, as I remember.
Really? And, did you respond?
I don't get into relationships with students, Inspector. Company policy. It's not professional.
Interesting admission that Kate flirted with him. There's no way Paul would have turned down an opportunity like that.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Given what we know about this man's personality, that didn't end it. So there's another contradiction somewhere. Let's just comb really carefully. I wonder, can we get him to admit that he was the one who bought this necklace for Emma? Says he didn't buy it for Kate. There's only one other female student that we know, unless he has tendencies that we're not aware of, then she would be the only other one. And honestly, this really isn't a contradiction as it stands, but sure.
Aha. You say you didn't know Emma, yet you bought her a freedom necklace.
I don't remember saying anything about buying Emma a necklace.
Yeah, I mean, that's
So
really
you
weird.
Didn't buy her one? So you did buy her one. So that means you must have known her, and quite well too.
Stop making such a big thing about this, Inspector. Look, I've been around a few years. The clock is ticking. And I admit I have an embarrassing weakness for attractive women. It was a stupid mistake, but that's all it was.
So you're saying you tried it on with her?
No, I didn't try it on. I bought her a necklace. I'm not aware that there's a law against buying presents unless, of course, the Third Reich has been elected while I was at a bridge party. Emma was old enough to make decisions for herself. And as a matter of fact, she decided that she didn't want to be bothered with an old fool like me. So nothing happened, no mistakes, nobody got hurt. All right.
She was already...
Like father, like son.
Yeah.
No surprises there. I wonder how many students Paul has tried it on with.
A lot. I would wager. A great deal. And didn't he just give us another contradiction? He avoids relationships with students, and yet he tried to pursue a relationship with Emma?
Aha.
So you avoid relationships with students, except for Emma, who you tried to date.
Oh, come on, Inspector, that was a long time ago.
And what about Kate Vine? Did you try to date her or not?
Oh, don't be so ridiculous, Inspector. Kate was an exceptionally clever girl. She knew exactly what she wanted, and she knew how to get it.
You mean that Kate approached you?
It wouldn't surprise me if she was playing everyone in the group. Kate had more enemies than you'd think.
Do tell.
She was a very, very manipulative young woman.
Well, there's our time advancement.
10 o'clock, it's getting late. I'm gonna have to pick up the pace if I'm gonna solve this by midnight.
Oh, we've only got one day? We have to solve it before midnight? Kind of expected that it'd take more than one day to do this. But no matter. It's interesting. We've got some things to look at now that the time has advanced. I will say that I do have a minor bone to pick with the game, aside from the initial controls at first giving us a hard time. Once we got by that, I found the game to be really enjoyable, and the detective work is awesome. The one problem I have, and I'm guessing that you probably know what it is that occasionally the things we're trying to put together aren't actually contradictions, like a second ago with Paul. That took me forever to come across, because it wasn't actually a contradiction, it was us trying to trip him up. So, but we are by it now. Hopefully there won't be any more of those. Let's press on. We have areas to re-explore. Ooh, something. What's up? What'd you drop there, Simon?
Bit careless, Simon. Probably nothing important, but at this stage, I need all the clues I can get.
Some kind of business card with something written on the back? And a medallion? What is that? A key ring. Okay. I would not have identified that as a key ring, but I suppose it is. What is Aztec? Broadway Industrial Estate. Dean Hayfield, Managing Director. Okay, what's written on the back? There was a number or something on the back. All right. I guess we should question these two about this before we continue our exploration.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Is this where Simon's working these days?
Have you seen this before?
Nope. Sorry, never heard of him.
Well, what about this key ring?
And what do you know about this?
This is Simon's. I bought this for him when we were on holiday. Has he lost it?
He dropped it.
He can't keep anything.
Interesting she gave that back to us instead of trying to keep it and give it back to Simon. Don't know really what that told us about anything.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
See what Simon has to say.
Is this yours?
Yeah. That's from my keys. Where did you find that?
Just outside.
Right. Oh, it must have come off when Nathan dropped my keys off. He was borrowing my car.
That's very trusting.
Yeah, I suppose it is. I am a bit too trusting, really. It's a new car as well.
I thought you didn't drive. Didn't you? Business card can wait. Didn't you say you don't drive? Yeah, the bike's the only way he can get to work.
Aha.
So the bike's the only way you can get to work, yes?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the car?
I can't drive the car yet, can I? I don't have my license.
Oh.
Right.
I got a windfall from an insurance payout. Just figured I'd buy something sensible with it straight away instead of wasting the money.
What was the insurance payout?
It was for a laptop. It got stolen down at Atlas.
At Atlas?
Well, they didn't break in. I think they just walked in and took it. The laptop was in a storeroom, but I think the lock was broken, to be honest.
Doesn't sound like they're taking their security very seriously.
Actually, it got a lot better after that.
Think I'll check it anyway.
Must have been a very nice laptop to be able to buy a car with the insurance. Or a very cheap car. Might have to have a talk with Ryan about his security measures.
Right. Well, I felt the same way, Jinx. A very expensive laptop or very cheap car. Although, I don't know that buying a car when you don't have a license is a sensible investment. It'd be better just to save the money. Let's not forget, we've got a key ring. Or not a key ring, but a business card to ask about.
I think you dropped this outside. Someone you know.
Oh, this is just from some IT guy I met. I don't need it.
Enough. I noticed some numbers on the back. Do you need these?
I don't know. What is it?
1905?
Oh, yeah, that's just a pin for something. It's okay, I can remember it.
So not an offshore savings account or anything?
No, it's not important.
I definitely do not believe you. What was the number, 1905? Well, hopefully the game will keep up with that for me. Maybe I should write it down. Especially since it doesn't want to let me flip the, well, we can always replay the answer. Jinx says the number in there, doesn't he?
Be back later on, if that's okay.
Okay, well, we've got a couple of things to ask people about, though I doubt anyone will know anything about the keychain, maybe the business card, but we've also got places to look at, so let's press on. Well, nothing else new is popping up, so let's begin questioning our friends, shall we?
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Yes. Ever seen this?
Recognize this at all?
Yeah, he fixed my laptop.
Does he live locally?
I think so.
Okay, thank you for all your help, James. Oh, we can ask about the keyring. I expected it to say he wouldn't know about it.
Seen this before?
Don't think so.
Fair enough. Okay, so he wouldn't know about that. Guess maybe it happened after James moved out? Well, either way, let's just
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you.
move on to Rebecca.
Tell him about Simon.
I really don't think it's my place, darling.
It is your place here.
I just don't want to tell tales.
Tell him about Simon. You know what happens when you don't do as I say.
So it's going to be that kind of evening, is it?
You should play the cards, right?
Only if you deal.
Problems?
Hello, Inspector. See you later.
That's an interesting dynamic, if I do say so. Well then.
Couple more questions, if that's okay.
Okay, so she wouldn't know about the laptop. It's funny, you'd think that Ryan would tell her about that. I'm assuming it's Atlas who had to pay the insurance claim since it was stolen on their property. Ever heard of Aztec?
Have you seen this before?
No.
Alrighty then. What about this? Saint Bernard something or other.
Do you know anything about this?
No, sorry.
Well, aren't you just a bundle of usefulness?
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Ooh. What's new here? Or more
Well, isn't that interesting?
liquid? What is that? Excuse me while I Google. Or maybe it will tell us. Rebecca's prescriptions. Okay, it doesn't tell us, so... Okay, Oromorph liquid is an opiate. Morphine sulfate for use in relief of severe pain in adults. Alrighty then. That is definitely new. So...
Few more
Rebecca,
questions, please. Thank you.
what are you in pain about?
The cupboard downstairs. There's a lot of unopened stuff in it.
Is that?
Prescriptions. Made out to you.
Oh, they're just spare painkillers. The chemist always gives us too many. He's a friend of the family.
That sounds like a problem. Wait. Salvia. Doesn't take any drugs or medications, but you have a prescription for powerful painkillers.
Aha. So, you don't take any medicines except for prescription painkillers.
Well, they're not actually for me, they're Ryan's. For some reason, the chemist always makes them out to my name. He's an old gentleman.
That's also a big
Does
problem.
Ryan need prescription painkillers?
Yes, he's got arthritis.
Really? He's young to suffer from that, isn't he?
He doesn't have it badly, but he does need medication from time to time.
What medicine is it?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest. Ryan will know.
I can tell you.
So Ryan's the one using the prescriptions. Think I might have a word with him, work out exactly what this medicine is.
It is a morphine derivative. Alrighty then. Let's go back
Thank
and
you. Probably be back later.
go back and see if James knows about this. I'm guessing he won't, but always best to cover all our bases so that we don't miss anything.
Ask you a couple more things, please.
Okay, he wouldn't know.
That's all for the moment, thank you.
And it definitely told me to go talk to Ryan, but, as I said, we are going to be thorough.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind.
And we haven't yet asked Paul about these things here either. I guess we'll just go down the line.
Do you know who this is? Dean Hayfield, Aztec.
Sorry, never heard of him. We have some prisoner of a sort who does our IT. Large guy. No manners.
Some prisoner? Why do you have a prisoner doing your IT work? That's the strangest thing that this game has thrown at us so far. Okay, what about the dropped key ring?
Seen this before anywhere?
No.
Fair enough, that's simple and to the point. What about the stolen laptop?
And what do you know about Simon's laptop being stolen from Atlas?
No, I wasn't happy about it.
What did you do about it?
Ryan paid a con man to install a complicated CCTV system at twice the price that it would probably have cost. Seemed to do the trick, though. We haven't had a theft since.
I would be reluctant to link the installation of the CCTV system with you not having a theft. Don't know if that's actual cause and effect in action there. What about the prescriptions? Okay. And your son's arthritis?
When did Ryan begin to suffer from arthritis?
Ryan doesn't suffer from arthritis.
Really?
The only thing that Ryan suffers from is a pathetic inability to deal with any kind of discomfort. He pulled his back sometime last year. Since then, he's going around telling everybody he suffers from arthritis.
I thought he had medication for it.
Oh, he only has medication because his GP, who is almost as dysfunctional as he is, keeps prescribing it for him.
So you don't believe he really has arthritis?
Not at all.
Would these discomforts that he can't deal with happen to be living with you as a father? 'Cause that seems horrible.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
Very sorry to keep making so many visits.
Ask about a few more things, please.
Oh, we didn't go back and ask her about the laptop.
Did you know about Simon's laptop being stolen?
Yeah, because it had all my college work on it, which I hadn't backed up or saved.
Sorry?
Not that it mattered much, but I did buy a new one. And Simon uses it now, when I let him.
Okay. Good to know, I suppose. What about the arthritis?
Did you know about Ryan Round's arthritis?
Arthritis? I didn't think Ryan had arthritis.
Alright, and you definitely would have known, wouldn't you? When you got up to your escapades.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
So is Ryan an addict now? Do you know about his arthritis?
Did you know about Ryan's arthritis?
Ryan? He's got arthritis?
Apparently.
Oh, I didn't know. I hadn't noticed he had any problems.
Okay. So everyone except for Rebecca is claiming he has no problems.
That's it for the time being, thank you.
Let's see what he has to say about it all. Yes, we have some things to ask you about. A business card for a tech company.
Know anything about this?
No, I don't. I'm sorry. We have our own IT chap. Lovely chap, in fact. Fat and sweaty, though. It's like a double act, doesn't it?
Right. Your father said he was a prisoner. What about this keyring?
Have you seen this before?
No, sorry.
All right, the kind of answers I like. Short and sweet. Tell me about the laptop debacle.
Were you at Atlas when Simon's laptop was stolen?
Oh, I believe I was, yes. It was taken from the storeroom in the hallway.
Was it ever recovered?
No, we didn't catch anyone. We're quite exposed out here. Somebody could just have wandered along the lanes, seen into the storeroom. It's not particularly secure. They could have been in and out within minutes. That's why we advise people to keep their valuables with them. You can't be too careful these days, Inspector.
Right. Or it could have just been one of your students. You know, exercising the risk-taking that your father so elegantly demonstrated, right?